Hello, my dear students. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. Hope you guys are fine. So, guys, in today's session, in the Super Saturday special, I'll be talking about the future of electric vehicle cars in India. Yes, my dear students, you heard it right. Nowadays, you see a lot of EV cars in the market. But what is the future? Is it reliable? Is it sustainable? Or is it like a fashion which is here for quite some time and it will get vanished? Is it worth for purchasing electric vehicle cars, or we should switch only to our petrol and diesel cars which we are using currently? So let's talk about each and everything in today's session, each and everything in greater perspective in detail, so that in future if you are thinking of purchasing electric vehicle cars, it's important that you check it out today's session. So why to wait? Let's start the session quickly. But before that, if you don't know about me, you are new to our channel, you can go through my profile. Excuse me. Next, you can join my Telegram group for further upcoming classes. Okay. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about the few things here. First of all, I will be talking about the introduction part of EV cars. Is there a need of it? What is the market rate, you can say, the market scenario, the market demand, how much billion trillion market is for EV cars, what are the challenges, and is government doing some initiative for this EV cars? And you know that hardly 1%, if you talk it about, we are using EV cars. So how can we boost this industry? What are the various startups happening for this, and what can be the future perspective of it? So why to wait? Let's start with the session. Number one, if you talk it about, so first of all, generally people think that EV cars abhi aaya hai. Okay, it has been like 20th, 21st century, even not even 20th century. You think it is a 21st century thing. No, guys. First of all, अगर मैं electric vehicle की बात करूँ, if I talk about electric vehicle, here one or more electric vehicles are there, and basically here these electric vehicles are an alternate solution to the traditional manner of using fossil fuel, which is a non-renewable source of energy. अब अगर आप बात करो कि ईवी कार्स कब से आ रहे हैं, तो बेसिकली 1830s के टाइम, कैन यू इमेजिन, फर्स्ट इलेक्ट्रिक कैरेज बना था, एंड लेटर ऑन उसके बाद मैन्युफैक्चर होना चालू किया इन यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स फ्रॉम 1891. Now, since we talk about carbon emissions, we talk about global warming, we talk about greenhouse effect, we talk about so many things. So one of the solution for this towards green energy and changing the economically dependency to reduce less on the petrol and diesel is EV cars. Now, next, if I talk about, generally people think that electric vehicles, there is a generalized taboo that, yeah, there's only one type of electric vehicle. No, there is a hybrid electric vehicle, there is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, and there is fuel cell electric vehicle. So if you talk it about, there are various bifurcations to electric vehicle as well. Now, if I move further, that is there a need of EVs? It's good now. From the past years, from past 100 years, we are using petrol and diesel cars. So do we actually need electric vehicle cars? Yes. Why? Because you know that obviously the population will increase for sure, year by year. So basically, when you talk about that, what is the significance of EV cars? So it helps in reduction of air pollution, because it's like you are using electrical energy rather than talking about petrol or diesel using fossil fuels, which is a non-renewable source of energy. Now talking about here, this is the need of the hour, because right now if you talk it about, there is so much emissions of carbon dioxide and n number of pollutant gases. It is the need for the upcoming generations. Now if you say that will it affect the employment part, of course it will help to grow it. So employment growth will be there, not only in our country, across the globe. Now if you talk it about, just a few things which nobody talks it about, but actually it is a thing of great concern. What is it? क्लाइमेट रिस्क इंडेक्स 2020 ने पब्लिश किया है कि इंडिया की रैंक 14th थी जो कि 2017 में वो अपग्रेड हो गई है. अपग्रेड इन अ पॉजिटिव सेंस नहीं, हम इसे डिग्रेडेशन बोलेंगे क्योंकि हम 14 से 5th नंबर पे पहुंच गए. सो डोंट टेल मी दैट मैम इट इज अ गुड थिंग. नो डियर, बिकॉज ये एक वनरेबिलिटी लैडर है. दैट मीन्स हमारे यहाँ पर अगर मैं क्लाइमेट रिस्क इंडेक्स बोलूं बढ़ गया है फ्रॉम 2020 की रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से वी हैव रीच्ड टू 5th position from 14th position. So you guys can estimate how big the risk is. इसलिए अब हमारे लिए important हो गया. It's very very important that we should shift to electric vehicles. Now नेक्स्ट अगर मैं बात करूं कि दैट व्हाई वी नीड ईवीज, तो इसके बहुत सारे लाइक सी व्हेनेवर यू टॉक इट अबाउट यू विल से मैम क्लाइमेट इज समथिंग. जनरली नॉट मच पीपल आर कंसर्न अबाउट क्लाइमेटिक थिंग्स, बट यू आर लाइक यू वांट दैट इज इट सेविंग मनी, is it having high performance, is it giving high average, is it having low maintenance. So these are the things generally when you talk about typical Indian people, generally we're middle class, yeah, we want to save money, that's the first thing which comes, because we have a constrained income in which we have to look at the household and we have to fulfill our demands as well. So let me tell you why you should opt for EVs. First, the moving parts are less. Okay, there is no balancing issues and all, unlike the traditional conventional vehicles are not there. You have a proper and superb speed control. It is self start and it has a high acceleration as well. So these are the, you can say, one of the, you can say, advantages of using EV cars. Now you will say, ma'am, in terms of money, tell us in terms of money point of view, money perspective. So let me tell you, if you compare electric bikes and if you compare petrol bikes, just for an example. So the power used by electric bike is 2 to 4 units, that is approximately 15 rupees. While petrol bike uses 1 liter of petrol, right now I'm taking 100 rupees approx, which you know it differs from state to state. In some states even it is more than 100 rupees per liter cost of petrol. If we talk about the range, so range is 100 kilometer approx for an electric bike, while the range is 50 kilometer approximately for 1 liter of petrol in the petrol bike. Cost, if we're talking about, for 1 kilometers in electric bike you hardly have to pay 10 to 15 paisa. Okay, so example, for 50,000 kilometers you have to pay 5,000 rupees only. But if you talk about 1 kilometers in petrol bike, you have to pay 2 rupees. So 50,000 kilometer you have to pay 1 lakh rupees. So can you imagine 5,000 rupees and 1 lakh rupees? There's no comparison, guys, because there is a huge difference of 95,000 rupees. Okay, now if I talk it about that in this why we need EVs, other things. So yeah, if you're like, no, you will say that, ma'am, convince us that why you should use electric vehicles, why should I use electric bikes or I should use electric cars. So let me tell you, I told you regarding the money perspective point of view. Now if I talk regarding the pollution point of view, check it out. 14 out of the 15 most polluted cities in the world. Can you imagine, guys? Out of 15, 14 cities are in India which are most polluted. 36% of the NOx emission, nitrogen oxides of nitrogen, NOx gases are in Delhi. And I'm telling you, due to in 2016, this percentage of NOx emission has increased. 25% of PM 2.5, PM means particulate matter emission, were due to vehicles in 2016. So can you imagine? We are topping in this. Okay, we are the toppers, but in a negative sense. Now, if you talk about the electrification trend, first of all, there will be reduction in the CO2. There will be innovations in this. We are moving towards green technologies. And you know what? The best part is we are reducing our dependency on oil industries. Okay, because we have to import it from other countries. So the reason is we will not be dependent on other countries for this fuels. Next, changing mobility pattern. What will happen now? You will say, ma'am, let us suppose I'm driving my car, driving my bike, and specifically like if you have petrol is going down, if you don't have petrol, so you have petrol points, okay, and you can fill the petrol. What about this charging one? So guys, charging stations are nowadays being installed. So whenever you need to charge your vehicle, you will have a charging station nearby and you can charge it. Okay, so this is one of the things which will be beneficial for you. Next, if I talk about market scenario, if I talk it about world investment in electric vehicles has increased, guys, up to 28%. Okay, and if you talk it about Norway has the highest sale. So if you talk it around the globe, Norway has the highest sale registered plug-in electric in 2020. Okay, so you can check it out like UK and France. If you talk it about, they are aiming for 100% electric cars by 2040. So can you see, the whole world is moving towards green energy, clean energy, reduction in fossil fuels. Now if you talk it about that electric mobility, so you can check it out, Norway, Ireland, Sweden, Netherlands, Finland, and we are not here in this list. So you can check it out how much percentage they are moving towards plug-in electric vehicles. Okay, we are talking about outside India. Now if you talk it about the market scenario in India, so yes, we are also moving towards less dependency on fossil fuels and now, but guys, they'll be sad to know that right now the EV market share is about 1% of the total vehicle. Okay, so that is something. And in this 1%, if you talk it about, ma'am, which people are purchasing more, are they purchasing electric vehicle cars or they are purchasing electric vehicle bikes? So yeah, people are purchasing two-wheelers more as compared to the electric cars in India. Now you will say that is any initiative offered by the government. Yes guys, government is taking serious measures, stern actions. Government of India offered 1100 crores to Tata Motors Limited so that they can manufacture 10,000 electric cars. Now if you will say that, ma'am, how can I identify that, let us suppose I'm moving in the market, how can I identify that this one is electric cars and this one is normal petrol or diesel cars or bikes? So generally you will see the number plate which you will have will be of green color if it is a EV car or EV bike. Got it? Now apart from that, Government of India has started FAME, that is faster adoption and manufacture of electric vehicles, and national electric mobility mission policies, so that the production as well as the sale increases. So we don't have to depend outside of India for the manufacture of EVs and all. We can do it in our country, and that is the reason production and sales, for rapidly increasing it, government is also having initiative for it. Okay, now there is also a target that three-wheelers vehicles, which nowadays you see that you used to call it rickshaw initially. There used to be a person who used to pull it, but that's is something which you can say inhuman, because it's carrying the baggage of other people. So if you talk in that terms, ethical values, yeah, something very brutal you can say it. But nowadays with using EV rickshaws and all, that their dependency, also the labor has been reduced and smoothly they can also function. Okay, so we are aiming that three-wheelers to run on batteries by 2023 and two-wheelers by 2025. So let's see how much we talk it about. Now if you talk it about the scenario, ma'am, in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, New Delhi, where are the EVs in India? Basically you can see the sales. So from January to December, guys, this is the graph, you can check it out, that from various parts how much sale has taken place in India. Okay, just for your reference purpose. Now if you talk about the challenges in India, even industries, because you talked about, ma'am, price is good, you talk about maintenance is less, we have n number of benefits. But the problem here is, first, yeah, you have to bear, like if you talk about a normal bike, so generally it will come in 80,000, 1 lakh. But generally if you talk about I'm not taking the brand's name, but you talk about EV bikes and all, generally it costs around 1.3 to 1.5 lakhs. So yeah, generally initial cost is more. Then you don't have a wider sale. Like when you go to purchase a scooty, you have n number of options, n number of colors. Okay, you have n number of different brands who sell it. But here you have a restricted choice of it. Then you're not aware of it. Generally people now also are not aware of it. Then if you're in a rural areas, generally it's easy to go for petrol and diesel rather for electrification and all. So electricity is something which you are not getting in rural areas. Then charging time, yeah, of course, like petrol, if you want to fill it, it fills it within a fraction of seconds or in a minute, but that's not the case for charging it. Then after that, right now in India you don't have charging stations like petrol, diesel. You have it in 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers maximum in a reach, but you don't have so often charging stations currently. then customer support services, and all those things are, yeah, which is lacking right now. And the battery cost, like time to time you have to replace the battery after 5 years, 7 years. So yeah, the cost comes, but it comes at a stretch. It won't be like every time you have to pay lesser amount of loan, lesser amount of money. But when it comes for changing the battery, the cost will be like you have to pay a lump sum amount of money. Okay, so that is the common problems which you will get it. Now talking about government initiatives, as I told you that government has given 1100 crores to Tata Motors for making the electric cars. Similarly, there has been many initiatives by the government, like we are moving towards pollution free, less dependency on fossil fuels. And since you know that market goes up and down, because of that the petrol prices gets fluctuated. So we want that as much as possible, make in India should be there, so that it acts as a catalyst, local people gets employment, and we reduce our dependency. Okay, now if you talk it about, next is basically EV industries. If you talk it about, obviously government of India is focusing on R&D, but yeah, that should be in a more, you can say, accelerated manner. Now if you talk it about charging ecosystem, charging zones, charging places should be more in our, in a particular places, so that people will be like motivated to purchase EV cars, EV vehicles. Okay, next if I talk it about that, yeah, the thing is capital access. If any startup is there who are creating more about, you can say, more innovations, yeah, we should fund them. Mobility policy change we should do. See, if you will say that the amount of tax which you have to give, obviously you know that there is an ex showroom prices there. If you have ever purchased it, or in your family if anybody has purchased the cars, you know that there is a showroom price for the vehicle, then you have road taxes, then you have n number of taxes. Because of that the charge of that car or any bike increases by like if you talk about car, is increases by 1 to 2 lakhs, and even more than that. Similarly, it increases for bikes in thousands. So what you can do is, if you can provide exemptions and taxes, or you can reduce the taxes, so this will do what, this small things will motivate the people, the citizens, to purchase it. Okay, now if you talk it about the major startups, so we have Anther Energy, Yulu, Olo Electric Mobility. You know, like I guess if in my city I can see it, so obviously in your cities you can see it more. You can see that they are here now. This has become quite popular, like Ola Bikes people are using quite. And you know what, it goes silently, so it doesn't have that noise and all, smoothly it functions. So I've seen Ola bikes and all, that's very good. Similarly, Batter, E-Trio, Smarty, these are the ones which are being working, these are the startups which are working on EV. Okay, and if you talk about future perspective, that will it sustain, so yeah, it is a sustainable model. Now we assume that with the capitalization and all, we will have charging stations. So like we are achieving that 2025, we will have more two wheelers with EVs. We have by 2023 three wheelers by EVs. So this is the thing which we are talking about. So we could save a lot of money. India can save a lot of money in crores if you go by using EV vehicles. Okay, so these are the things which I have to tell you. And you, of course, if you have more initiatives on this regions, if you work on EVs and all, so yeah, dependency on the battery will increase. And you would have seen that now PSUs and all have already developed like indoor space stations, like NTPC if we're talking about, charging stations in Vishakhapatnam and all. So that these are the things which will motivate you, yeah, that it's not only saving time, it's saving money, and it is sustainable and contributing in a good way to the society, to the environment. Okay, so these are the things which you need to know about EV cars. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and we'll meet you in the next video. So I guess you understood that why do we need to use EV cars. And if you have any doubts, you can message me on my Telegram group, Civil by Richa Gupta. Thank you everyone, take care of yourself, bye bye.